Namaskar. Looks like all of you have slept. Namaskar. That doesn't motivate me enough. I was born as a farmer, became a scientist, then became an entrepreneur, then I became a storyteller, and now people call me item boy. Look old, bald, but I'm quite bold. That has been my journey from Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. India is made up of two countries. One is Tamil Nadu, another is rest of India. Because people in Tamil Nadu do not know Hindi. Fortunately, I was poor. Fortunately, I was born in a village. My father was neither an employee nor an employer. My mother reared 2 buffaloes, 10 liters of milk a day, 70 rupees of revenue a week, and she made sure all her children were Chennai University graduates and Mumbai University postgraduates, a lady with great guts and grits, made sure what ordinary people cannot do can be done by a lady who focuses only on the family. I want some claps for that. One classroom, one class teacher, 5 classes, Tamil medium. That was my education to begin with. Can write a book on how did I finish a graduation. 500 pages it will run. Did all odds to rear myself and to help my siblings. Didn't have a textbook for 12th standard, but I scored 200 out of 200 in mathematics in 12th standard. And engineering was too costly, so I settled with BCom. BCom had 4 letters, BSc had 3 letters, but BCom was 300, BSc was 400 rupees fees. So I settled on a fair, affordable course. One professor, Dr. K.R. Karthikeyan, who found me in Commerce Black, asked me, no engineering, no sir, I am poor. No BSc, no sir, I am poor. When I explained him 100 rupees was not there extra, he took from his pocket 100 rupees and put me from Commerce Black to Science Black. अगर वो नहीं होता, आज मैं साइंटिस्ट नहीं होता, एंटरप्रेन्योर नहीं आता, आपका सामने बोरी स्टोरी नहीं बोलता. So that's the kind of supports I have got from some good-hearted people. First class BSc in Coimbatore, nobody gave me a job. Everybody asked me the same stupid, simple question. Do you have experience? गधे. मई महीना में एग्जाम खत्म हुआ. जून महीना में मैं कहाँ से एक्सपीरियंस लाऊं? So in 1978 June, I took a decision. If I have one day my own company, I will employ only freshers. I will not take experienced. And I'm today proud to stand in front of you and tell you 25,000 freshers I have given job in my journey. I got a job in Coimbatore finally, fortunately. Fortunately born in village, fortunately poor family. Fortunately didn't get a job, and finally the job which I got also, fortunately company was closed down. So I am in Jayanti Janata Express in August 18, 1982, Kanyakumari to Mumbai via Coimbatore. S9 coach, 41 berth number. I land in Mumbai, and fortunately I got a job in Baba Atomic Research Center as a scientist. In the interview, I was asked a question, where is thyroid? I was a mathematics man. I didn't know where thyroid was. I want all of you to understand. If you do what you have studied, you will survive. If you do what you have studied, you will survive. but if you do what you have not studied, you will be the leader. So that's how I felt that I was forced to be in thyroid, and itna focus kiya thyroid pe, itna focus kiya. Today thyroid sounds to my competitors like Android. I was the first guy who has built a brand around a gland that is thyroid. I tell a lot of punchlines, but unfortunately, none of you are clapping hands, so you won't consume those punchlines. Good job. So my father-in-law was in love with me. My wife was working with State Bank of India, but I didn't marry a Bombay girl because I was from a small village. But then went and saw the girl and refused also. But then my father-in-law persuaded and I got married. 2 children, 2 promotions, 2 more degrees. Government jobs are the greatest jobs because there is no bottom line. There is no true pressure. There are only 2 kinds of people, those who work what they like and rest don't work at all. So I was there, all increments in time, all promotions in time, 15 years of working in government. I don't think people will that easily can leave that. But trust me, comfort zones are danger zones. If you don't realize, you are gone. अपने आप से पूछा कि जीने आया या जीतने आया, बड़ा होना है या बुढ़ा होना है. बुढ़ा तो अपने आप होता है, वो भी सरकार नौकरी में जल्दी होते हैं. बड़ा बनना है तो रिस्क लेना है. I felt I must take risk, and there is a saying in Tamil. It says, लंबा बाल खींचो, उसमें एक नाट बांधो, एक पहाड़ के ऊपर डालो, खींचो, आया तो पहाड़, गया तो बाल. आया तो पहाड़, gaya to bal. I don't want to harass Tamilians here. I have to tell the same punchline in Tamil. Maira katti malaya elukaradu. Maira katti malaya elukaradu. Vanda mala, anda maira. So this is the Tamil version of it. Fortunately, I think previous panelists were talking, we find it difficult to find too many languages speaking people. I was originally Naidu, Telugu, I know, Tamil, I know. Then I went to Mumbai, Marathi, Hindi, English, and also a bit of Gujarati sufficient enough to make jokes. Well, I took a decision, and I want all of you to understand in life, either you can discuss or you can decide. You can't do both. If you discuss, you can't decide. Especially if you discuss with family, you can never decide. And there is nothing on this earth known as right decision. Take a decision and make it right. And I was quite good at it. I used to feel success in life is delta. Delta is equal to x2 minus x1. X2 is where you are today. X1 was where you were that day. And my X1 was 0. If X1 is 0, nothing to lose. And when you have nothing to lose, you take decisions and take decisions very fast. So that's how my decision-making powers were. And on a Friday, I noticed my closing balance in my passbook was 2 lakh rupees. In 1995, 2 lakh is today's 2 crores. My monthly expenditure was only 5,000. So I had enough money for 40 months of family survival. Tick number 1. Tick number 2, I didn't buy a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom hall kitchen like many people buy in Mumbai. I had no EMI at all. The third one, my wife was working with State Bank of India. Aur kya chahiye? So I resigned my job and went home without discussing with my family. In the middle of the night, my wife asked me, why you have not slept? And so I told her, I have resigned. Until that time, she was horizontal. Then she became vertical. I was quite shocked. But she knows in the night I don't tell lies. So she believed I have really resigned. And she looked at my eyes and told me, Suno, if you don't go to office from tomorrow, even I will not go. Midnight Dhamki. And I am a Salman Khan. एक बार मैं डिसीजन लेता हूँ, खुद का नहीं सुनता हूँ. And I must tell Tamil also. நான் ஒரு தடவை சொன்னா Nooru Tadava Sunnama. That is Rajinikanth's punchline. So until that time, I was horizontal. Then I also became vertical, because now on that strength of her job only I resign and come home. And now she is telling she will also not go. But I didn't want to go step behind. I told her, chalo, saath mein jiyenge, saath mein marenge. We both left the job on the same day with 5-year-old son and 3-year-old daughter. I was 37 years old. That is the decision-making power. That is the risk-taking power, right? I did a research in thyroid biochemistry. I was doing research on making reagents in India. Today we call as Atmanirbhar. That time that terminology was there. But we made sure that Indian-made reagents were 5 times cheaper than imported reagents. And I thought there is no meaning in sitting in BRC looking for international conferences and kind of comfort. I must get onto the market, fight with the competition who buys reagent at 5 times costly than me. And that's the story. That risk I took only because I knew that I have advantages, insights of the thyroid testing. I was the cheapest in the entire country. In entire world, India is cheapest in healthcare. And in entire India, I was the cheapest. And yet, my balance sheet had all 25 years at 25% growth and a 40% EBITDA. That's the power of the journey. I have never employed a fresher, as I said, never employed an experienced, and only freshers. And let me tell you another punchline, 100 days experienced under you with a proper training, he is much more powerful than 1,000 days trained in the competition. So that is how I chose my HR criteria for picking up people. He should be fresher, preferably from a village, preferably a farmer's son, and he should not be able to speak full English without mistake. You all must be wondering why that criteria. All English-speaking candidates were taken up by competitors. All people who can't speak English were left behind, because idiots think English is knowledge. They don't understand English is just a language. So that's how I took people. And I said I had 2 lakh rupees of Provident Fund. That was the money went inside the company. Zero debt company. Company has never borrowed. Personally, I have never borrowed. My mother never borrowed. If my mother did not borrow and bring up her children to Mumbai University postgraduate, I don't think money is supposed to be borrowed and lived life. Don't feel bad if I tell some few punchlines. Heaven on this earth is clutter-free brain, fear-free heart, and EMI-free life. So that is how I have journeyed myself. And frugality is ultimately important. Because my mother was frugal, I became a scientist finally in Bombay. Because my wife was frugal, she was in bank, so I put my money in her account. She was only operating. Entire 10 years, she only used her money to run the family. My money was never touched. That was the 2 lakh rupees. Trust me, frugality makes you very powerful. Frugality makes you fearless. Frugality makes you stress-free. And when you don't have stress, your productivity is highest. So focus on the frugality. I focused on a 15-gram gland in a 100-kilogram body, and I created a $1 billion brand. That is the focus. Don't do everything. You may know many things, but do one thing. There are plenty of people who know only one thing and they do everything. The focus is most important. If a boy born from village could come to stand and do such a powerful business in North India for a Madrasi, a mathematician disrupting the pathology industry, a scientist becoming an entrepreneur, and I am the second best storyteller in the country. Do you know it? You must be curious to know who is the first. Bhai aur behno. So journey was the most enjoyable journey. And it has a lot of fun in it because you didn't give me 45 minutes. I have cut down all the fun in that. And the essence of the story only I am telling that a man who went to Mumbai with 500 rupees in his pocket, no, sorry, in his body, because all 500 was not kept in one place with the fear that I might lose in pickpocket. And went for survival, could manage to stand up, become a matured man, didn't know what is business, got inside, focused, निकल पड़ो रास्ता अपने आप बनता है, निकल पड़ो रास्ता अपने आप बनता है, रास्ता दिखने के बाद निकलूंगा तो कभी निकल नहीं पाएगा. This is how it was. I was a very bold man and I could get inside. I had a great journey without knowing that I am going to be a listed company, billion-dollar company. I started the journey. And in business, if you go and pitch to an investor, your value is half. If he comes and pitches in front of you, your value is double. I never went out, but people came to me. People also don't give money if you ask for money. But if you refuse money, they will come and force on you. That is what it is. And people came to me and wanted to buy my stock. I am not a man who will know what, like a Ernst and Young or Deloitte, how to calculate the value. मैं तो रजनीकांत हूँ, एक नंबर बोलता हूँ, वही नंबर बनता है. So I told them my company is worth 400 crore. So they asked me how you arrive at this, because you have come to my table, you have arrived at my table. Once you are on my table, what number I tell is the number. They got annoyed, they went away. I was happy because I didn't want to dilute. Exactly after 6 months, the same guys come, that means I told the right number, right? But I had the courage to tell 500 crore. 500 crore? 2 quarter gaya? Yes, 2 quarter acha gaya. Before the coffee came, they went away. I was extremely again happy. The third time when they came, I didn't want to waste coffee. So I told them straight away 600 crore. They told, we have brought the checkbook. Trust me, in 600 crore, I diluted 25%, not because company needed money, not because I needed money, only to understand what is the true value and worth of that company, and took that 150 crores for 25% and kept in my pocket. Exactly after 12 months, one more party comes. They told they only send us here. Then I understood these guys will buy. If I go 100 by 100, they will buy everything. I should go 200 by 200. There is no other calculations. मन चाहता था 1000 बोलूं, मन चाहता था 1000 बोलूं, मुंह से निकला 1200, 1200. The guys told checkbook लाए हैं. Another 10% I had diluted. Trust me, it's such a wonderful journey it is, where I tell a number and that number is the number. Exactly after 4 years, the first investor wanted to go away and they requested on the boardroom, can we do an IPO? I said, why not? So my family got a little upset that I'm agreeing for everything. So they took me aside and told me IPO means janjat, pains, questions, a lot of ticket. Don't agree for it. Look, listen, I left Coimbatore only for a thrill. I married a Bombay girl only for a thrill. I left a government job only for a thrill. I allowed the private equity guys not because I wanted money, only for a thrill. I want IPO only for a thrill. They couldn't stop me. We go for an IPO. In IPO, April 2016, 2016, my script, first day got subscribed 3 times. Next day got subscribed 8 times. Third day, I thought it will reach a 15 times subscription. To my shock and surprise, I got oversubscribed 74 times before the end of the third day. We were celebrating. We were celebrating in the evening. In my smartphone, I see a lawyer notice. Lawyer notice calls me the first accused. Then I looked at the rest of the notice, all my directors next, all the lead managers next, then National Stock Exchange next, Bombay Stock Exchange next, ROC next. I thought, itna log milke crime kiya, why should I bother? Boldness, slept peacefully. Third day summons from Bombay High Court. The complaint was, when they came to submit the bid at 3 o'clock, the computer was hanging. किसका कंप्यूटर? देयर कंप्यूटर. लायर नोटिस किसको आता है? मुझे आता है. The judge asked, is 800 pages of paper submitted to the judge. Obviously, normally it would have taken at least 8 years. He asked only the prayer. The prayer is, they wanted the money to be accepted. So the judge asked the simple question, do you have objection in taking this money? Have you ever heard this kind of high court imposition of taking money? Their job is to recover money and give it to the right people, right? And I said, I have no objection. The judgment was only 3 letters. Accept this money. It was 350 crores single application for the shares of the company. That was Kotak Mahindra Bank. So that says, जब भी भगवान देता है, चप्पड़ फाड़ के नहीं देता है, हाई कोर्ट से दिलाता है. So I got a wonderful journey. When it got listed, my company was market cap was $500 million, and I was standing and supposed to be celebrating. Unfortunately, did I use this word so far? I lost my wife. She was the backbone for the entire journey. She also left her job, her identity to make sure I am successful. And she was the one who made me MSc, PhD, and scientist, entrepreneur, storyteller, taught me Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati. What a most powerful lady one can ever imagine. Please give a round of applause to that lady. She went away because she had a grade 4 pancreatic cancer at a stage 4. And I couldn't do much, and she had to depart 50 days after getting the diagnosis done. That's how it was. I lost my direction. I didn't want to do the business. I didn't want to continue doing anything because it was only for her and our ambition that we should impact. We were journeying. But then next 3-4 years didn't do well. But if I go and sell my company, I will lose 20%. Somebody comes and asks my company, I will gain another 20%. So have patience, wait peacefully. And then came COVID. In the first list announced by Government of India for RT-PCR test laboratory, private laboratory was Thyrocare was the first laboratory because they felt Thyrocare has got all district headquarters collection point across the country. बारू भर के business आया, इतना भर के आया. My capacity was 400 tests a night when COVID stuck. Within 10 months, I added 2 zeros, 40,000 tests a night, which means what was my turnover of 1 crore per day became 2 crore per day during 10 months period. My stock price went up from 450 rupees to 1400 rupees in 10 months period. And that time somebody fell in love with my Thyrocare script. So they came to me. So I told CMP plus 20%, current market price plus 20%. Lot of negotiation between 8 IIM, IIT graduates and a Madarasi from Coimbatore all alone. I was thinking about Rajinikanth's punchline, Singam, Singalata varu. So in my entire negotiation, I was all alone and I negotiated at the same price, CMP plus 20% without losing a single paise. And trust me, I got a 500 crore single check for selling 66% of that company. And a boy who came to Mumbai with 500 rupees in his body could manage to get a single check of 4,500 crore, 5,000 crore post-tax. It is 4,500 crore. And that is the success story which I wanted all of you to understand. Before I put an end to my monotonous communication, Let me tell you, behind every successful man, there is a lady behind every successful man, and there are many ladies behind every failed man. In my case, there were two ladies. One was my mother, another was my wife. And I want to tell this motivation to people who are sitting in here. If men are successful, families prosper. And if women are successful, societies prosper. So give an opportunity for the sister around you, the spouse around you, the daughter around you. Let me tell you, there are only creators, only can create, and women can create creators. So that is the power of ladies, and I wish to thank the organizers for considering me as a person who can stand and motivate you.